Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Voyager, Season 7, Episode 20, Author. So overall, this was kind of a fun episode. It was really enjoyable, but it was almost like a mirror episode if done in a hypothetical version. So the thing about Voyager is that they don't have any mirror episodes, which is kind of ironic because like the original series only had one that started the whole mirror universe. The Next Generation didn't have any. Deep Space Nine had like 5 or 6, and it was overplayed by the time we got to the end of it. And Voyager was kind of in that middle ground where Tuvok, the mirror version of Tuvok, did appear in Deep Space Nine, but Voyager itself never actually had any mirror episodes. And I feel like there's a couple episodes that are like alternate dimensions and stuff like that. And I feel like this is one of those that really comes close. And the whole thing is just basically, it goes back to Barclay makes his appearance once again. I believe this is his 5th or 6th time now. I think it's 6. Anyways, so he actually sets up a communication with Voyager. So Voyager and the Alpha Quadrant are able to talk in real time, not those delayed reactions. So that's kind of cool. So we realize the Doctor has written a Holo Novel and is submitting it to the Alpha Quadrant to be published to some Bolian guy. Doesn't matter. And throughout the episode, people are engaging in the Doctor's Holo Novel, which is kind of specific. It's really interesting because, for example, Paris goes into it, and when you go into it, you take over the Doctor's persona. So we see Tom in a blue uniform, which is important because normally Tom wears red. We have seen him in yellow in another Holo Novel, and now we've seen him in blue, which makes him one of the few actors to wear all 3 colors. Kind of the same for Harry and B'Elanna. A lot of people wear blue in this episode. And so to just kind of watch all of the doppelgangers of the Voyager crew, for example, Chakotay is a Bajoran, and his tattoo is really different. Tom has a mustache. The mobile emitter is this 50-kilo backpack. Let's see. B'Elanna is not a Klingon, which I believe this is now the 2nd time ever that we've seen her not in the Klingon makeup. Tuvok has a beard, which, like I said, it's very Mirror Universe-esque to go back to Spock, who his evil version had a beard. Harry, I'm not sure if Harry was supposed to be a Trill. At first I thought he was supposed to be a Trill because he had the spots down the sides. But if you go back to the episode in the 3rd season, I think it was, where he was supposed to be an alien from a different universe, or an alien from the Delta Quadrant, where he had the spots. So either he was a Trill or he was one of those aliens. I'm not really sure. But either way, the Doctor writes this Holo Novel about what it's like to be a hologram, and he portrays the Voyager crew in a very unlikable light. And it's kind of interesting to see his brothers in the Alpha Quadrant don't know what it's like because all of them were retired for the Mach 2, the Mach 3, the Mach 4 at that point, and they just have to scrub starships and do all this other stuff, and they look like Louis Zimmerman, which was the whole message in a bottle episode. The scene where Tom rewrites the episode, it's kind of funny to just see him in the smoking jacket and stuff. Neelix talking about how he wants to write a cookbook was great because there is actually a Star Trek cookbook. I've never actually bought it. I kind of want to, and I've thought about it because at one point I talked to my husband about just doing our kitchen as a Star Trek theme with the pizza cutter, and there's a Spock hot glove and stuff like that. But there is actually a Neelix cookbook. So anyways, this episode really takes a shift, and it basically becomes the Measure of a Man data episode from the Next Generation, where the Bolian publisher publishes the program anyway, and the Admiral contacts Janeway, and he's like, what is this? And she's like, that wasn't supposed to be distributed. Well, he did it anyway, and then they basically have to go to court at 11 minutes at a time, because it's 11 minutes a day or something. And basically, does the Doctor have rights, or does he not? Because is he like a sentient being or something? Because, and it kind of goes back to that whole argument of the Doctor is basically just a tool, just like a replicator, or just like a hypospray, or just like a tricorder, or anything like that. Which, like I said, goes back to like the whole Measure of a Man episode, where it's like Riker and Picard arguing, is Data a piece of machinery or is he a living being? And in this one, it's Janeway like fighting for the Doctor, saying he is an actual being. He may have started as a machine, but he has expanded beyond that. And it's a really great technique. It's really enjoyable. Watching Seven contact her aunt was a great scene, because her aunt's just like, you are the most ornery child ever, and Seven's like, I'm sorry, maybe this was a mistake, and she's like, no, you were great, and it's so amazing to talk to you. It was just a really nice scene. Finally, they do end up siding with the Doctor that he is a sentient being and he does have rights, and it's the first step in holographic rights. And so you can kind of see the Balorian start to get really upset, and the judge is like, no, he's a sentient being, clearly he is. And then it's a great ending scene where you see all of these doctors, the Mach 1 doctors, like in these mines, and they're like, hey, if you get a chance, look at this program. And it's those first stepping stones to watching the holograms get their rights. It's a really powerful episode about rights and just justice overall. It was a really good episode. I really, really enjoyed it. For those who have seen this one, what did you guys think about seeing Barclay? Did you guys feel like it was a remake of Measure of a Man? If so, why? If not, why not? Go ahead, let me know. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for Friendship 1.